Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om. Very good morning. So today, after having done a little bit of retrospection and understood that probably we all have our goals, our dreams, we want to fulfill them, and realizing that this kind of chasing some pursuit, whatever that is, be it for money, for wealth, recognition, success, in any field, fulfilling our dreams, ambitions, all of this is there. Having realized that yes, while all of this is being good, maybe not good, and there have been some struggles, and there has been happiness, so it's all a mixed bag. This joy that we receive is also mixed. It has a lot of impurities in it. Right? Then we recognize that possibly because these don't last, and there is a lot of struggle to gain that also, because it is of the world, and the world is constantly changing, it's impermanent. So like that, whatever we chase about the world is impermanent. So even the result of it is impermanent. So whatever we get from it doesn't last long. So it's there today, it's gone tomorrow, isn't it? So here we seek help from some pramana we want, isn't it? Proof of knowledge. And so we are told, yes, there is this Vedas. The Vedas speak the truth. They speak of the eternal truth. And the Vedas declare that you are that very source of happiness. Your very nature is that you are consciousness, you are that what you're seeking is yourself actually. What you're seeking, when you are apparently seeking of things from the world. You are seeking that permanency. You are seeking that constancy. You are seeking happiness. What kind of happiness? That which is independent. So that, even if I lose the object, the person, the situation, the happiness remains. I want that happiness. I want it to be forever, not taken away from me. So when we recognize that this is what we are seeking, then the Vedas become Brahman. They tell us, yes, where to find it then. We've been looking at it in the wrong places. Just because it looked very bright, it looked very promising, it looked very attractive, and I thought it will be there, isn't it? So I kept going there, then I didn't find it. It is like the mirage in the desert, It fools us very often. In the desert, when a person is traveling for miles together, there is only sand all around. And there is really water bodies are very, very few. So when you are this way looking for water, because you're stranded and you want, at the horizon you see what seems like water. Because there is this condition that is created. When the blazing sun hits the sand, then at a distance it seems like there is water, isn't it? And many of us would have noticed that. Whenever its peak, the sun is at its peak, there is a kind of a mirage that is produced on the horizon. And as you keep moving towards that direction, what happens? That water seems to be also moving proportionally in that direction ahead of you. So it is like, some carrot is dangling in front of you. You keep chasing it, it keeps moving further. The same distance it maintains. And we do not know that we are seeking a mirage. We are seeking something that is not there. It appears to be there, isn't it? So in the desert, you can get lost like this. Until you meet somebody who's a native of that desert, who's a wise man who knows that very well. He knows the roads. You wonder how all around you is desert. How do you know which route to take? You cannot make out. And here is the wise man who comes. Says, listen, don't go that direction. What are you looking for? Which way are you going? No, nobody takes that route during the day this way. You must be planning to travel really far. You say, no, I'm just looking at this water, which seems like a kilometer away from here. We are in search of water. He says, 200 kilometers from here, you're not going to find water. Oh, but I can see. And everybody can see that. It's in everybody's experience. You have to do a 90-degree turn. Look this way. I will take, when you see, you say, I don't see any water there. Follow me because I know. I have been there and I go for my water in this direction. Oh, really? At that time, what do you have? You have only faith, isn't it? You trust this person. Because when you see him, you feel, yes, he knows something. He seems to be a native. He seems to have been there. He knows. So I trust him. That is where the Vedas come to play. Because we have in this world been chasing something like this. Because it appears attractive. It appears that if I have that, I will be settled and happy. My neighbor has got that. Oh, probably in that, achieving that will give me that status and I will be happy. But no, it's not ending at all. Because one thing is leading to another. And that one, the moment you've always dreamed of having a car, okay? And that's your dream car. So you go and get that car. You struggle to make that money. As you have done this, you look, the car has come, but now you are also looking for all the right accessories. Because it's not complete, the car without this particular accessory, that particular sticker put up there. And one thing leads to so many others. And you're so happy, but it is very easily diminishing, this happiness. Because the moment you bought it, you realize within 6 months, there is another model that has come out, which has far better features for almost the same amount that you paid for this car. So now you're wondering, did I make a mistake here? Isn't it? So we people, we are all pursuing this way. We are all chasing something. We all feel there is a journey, I've put here, I put my efforts there, I reached here, I got there. But truly, does this leave us with a sense of fulfillment and happiness? Are we settled in that happiness? We see that that's not there. And the Shastras say it is because we've been looking in the wrong direction. So that much we saw. Then we said, yes, now we want to take this direction as per what the Shastras tell us. Because I trust this. And I understand, yes, whatever the Shastra is saying about, I have also applied it and realized I have gone wrong in some places. I don't have clarity about where I am and where I'm going. So what do? Take that direction. Okay? Now the Shastras say, equip yourself. Because you're going to take a journey, and we saw yesterday, right? This journey is not outward, but this journey is now going a U-turn, and it is going to go inward. Now you say, inward to what? What is this going inward? Because naturally, the creation the way it is, my senses take me outside. My mind goes outside. I have never thought that I should look inward. What is looking inward, isn't it? For some people, even that is very, very, because I have seen this. When they sit for some meditation, you're going to close your eyes, and they always ask me, people say, look within. What is there? What should I look within? Is it the body parts that I have to pay attention to? Is it the mind I have to pay attention to? Because this is a genuine problem. The mind is used to having an object. I tell you, if I say apple, immediately what happens when that sound you have heard, automatically there is a form also, isn't it? And there is a certain attribute that comes to your mind. You can't stop it. If I tell you, listen to apple without thinking the form, it is very difficult. Because you know the apple through this ways. All the attributes that have, somehow touched your senses and the mind. So for some people, it will be green apple, red apple, whatever. The attributes might change. One might think of little small apples. One might think of the big ones. Okay? But the apple shape more or less is common, universal. And if you have tasted the apple, you know the taste of apple also. So immediately when I say apple, all of this comes to mind. Very difficult to segregate this. And this is how all our learning has been. So now we need to train ourselves. We need to equip ourselves now. Okay? We have to. Because this body, this mind is given to us to learn and understand. Now this yatra is going to be the other way around. We never knew. So we have to, here there is a beautiful comparison in the third verse. It is also from the Kathopanishad. Bhagavan Sri Krishna also mentions it in the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So there is a very beautiful metaphor here, and how we are supposed to use this instrument now to help us reach our destination, which is going within. Huh? So now the destination we know which vehicle to take and how to drive, we are going to learn. Right? So we shall just read the third verse here. Atmanam ratinam braviti nigamo buddhim cha tatsarathim deham syandanimindriyani turagan shabdadi tadgocharan cheta pragrahamadharena ya iman vashyam stanotyatmavan tasyaivaapyamidam padam sukhaganam param param jhatvanah atmanam ratinam braviti nigamo buddhim cha tatsaratim. Now there is this imagery of a chariot that is spoken of in the Kathopanishad, and even Bhagavan uses it. He says, this yatra we have to do with this chariot. And what is this chariot made up of? It is the body, it is the senses, it is the mind, the intellect, and there is this Atma within. Okay? If you look at it, you recognize, we have to find out now which part of the chariot is which part of this body of ours, because we are going to travel with this body. This body is what we have. This is an instrument, the Shastras say, right? So how are we going to use this as a chariot to reach the destination? And see, typically when is the chariot used? Chariots are used, we see it nowadays, for taking the Lord in the temples. You will see Ratha Yatra, we call it. There's a famous one in Orissa that happens. Other than that, every temple has its own Ratha, and they have the deity sit on it, and as though the deity comes out to give darshan to everybody, isn't it? So this is seen. This is why it's very beautiful. If you apply this in our everyday life, it helps a lot. So here, this Atman is there. The Atman is that consciousness, that divinity, okay, which illumines everything, which is the controller of everything, which is the wielder of every power. If you look at the entire chariot, the chariot itself, you will see that there are these, the chariot is the body, okay, the gross body. The human body, you can consider it like the chariot. And now the chariot has 5 horses which run it. Okay, look at the imagery that is there. So he says the deham and the indriyani, and these are, buddhi is there, you have atmanam also. The chariot is the body, the hardware, the structure, this gross body of ours, because of which we can move, right? But the body itself cannot move. Chariot is standing in one place. It needs somebody who can drive it along. So who drives it? The horses have to drive it. There are these 5 horses. Which are the 5 horses? They are equal to the 5 senses that we have. Okay? So they are driven. And each of these 5 go out. Okay? Then you have the reins that is held, isn't it? Because these 5, they can go in every direction. And if one horse decides to go east, the other horse decides to go west, one is going, trying some other direction, so you cannot drive the chariot at all, because the horses will be pulling the chariot in different directions, and probably it will just be rotating around its own axis, just moving around there, and it will come to an end there. There will be no journey. So you need the reins, you need the mind to pull the senses and keep it in check. So that's what the mind does. You see, when the eye sees something, the mind decides. Good, bad, ugly, everything is known where? In the mind. The sense does not know, isn't it? When you smell something, the job of the senses to tell you that there is the smell. It will send it to it has to give it to you, give it to the mind, the information. There is touch, there is smell, there is taste. Then the mind decides whether this is good, bad, this is to be done, not done, isn't it? You taste something and then you say, I don't like it. I'm not going to have more of it. When you smell something, that's good. Wow, nice. That is not the job of the senses to do. The mind has to do it because it filters all the information that is got. But here, if you see, the mind also should be ideally in control of the one who is riding the chariot. The reins have to be in the hands of whom? There is this charioteer, isn't it? Somebody is sitting there holding the reins because he knows where the chariot has to go. The mind does not know. Okay, that is the intellect. Okay. Now, if this intellect is yoked, is connected to the Supreme, which is the Atman within the body, then it is beautiful. Why? That is the divine plan. The divine plan is known by the divine within you. Okay. This way, if the horses allow itself to be reined by the mind yoked to the intellect controls the senses. The intellect controls the mind, yoked itself in the divine. Then the entire journey is very smooth. And you reach your destination. Not only reach your destination, wherever you go, you are totally in sync and effortless yatra happens. Okay, so there is this thing. Now, if we consider our own body, our mind and intellect to be the chariot, the charioteer is within you, the divinity is within you, intellect is who you are, then you are going to run the mind, run the senses, carry this body to reach the destination. Destination is what? Parama Sukham Nidyanandam, isn't it? Moksha. This Shastra will give you the Jnana. Through that Jnana, you will get moksha. Through moksha, Paramananda, Nityananda. So this is the way it's going to go. That is why we are seeking the Shastra. So here, while the body is the chariot, the horses are the sense organ, mind reins, intellect is the driver, and the entire plan known. You know who is the empowering factor, enlivening factor is the consciousness within you, which if it is not there, even the intellect, in which the thought of I am the doer, I am the driver arises, even that is not seen if there is no illumining divinity within us. So taking this example of the chariot, now how must we keep our vehicle? How must we use this tool? Okay, this calls for purification. We saw, isn't it, that vivekam, vairagyam has to be there. The way Nachiketa knew, okay, he applied his viveka. He said there is this great pada to reach. to attain, which even gods are struggling to be there, which is beyond past, present, and future. And I know there is something like that. And, O Lord of Death, I know you know it and you can give it to me. So I'm seeking that. When the Lord, what does he do? He says, I grant you very many boons. This yatra, this chariot that you're holding will be in excellent condition to engage in whichever way the senses want. Yeah? And I give you that you will live long, for as long as you want. I will not touch you until you do not want death itself. So imagine, for so many people, that is such a blessing. Death should not come to me until I am ready to go. You know? All of this, he gives it to him. But Nachiketa says, no, I don't want any of this. He asks for a boon. That is, Father, be happy. Get, when I go back, he is proud of what I am. So therefore, because Dharmaraja, Yamaraj gives him 3 boons. So the boon that he takes from him, he says all the happiness, because he is very fond of his father. My father should not be upset with me at any time when I go back. And let him, because he's done all this yagya, let him get what he wants, what he's seeking. Dharmaraja says, I offer you another thing, that, there is a particular yajna that is done, Agnihotra that is done. He said that will be named after you. People will attain siddhis once they perform that. So it was named after him also. So I made you famous in this world. He says, no. After giving all of this, that is very appealing to the senses, to the mind, to the intellect. It makes a lot of sense to the intellect. I give you all prosperity. I give you, you can have as many wives, children, grandchildren, and you can live, because you will surpass all of them. You have that long a life. To the intellect, this makes a lot of sense, isn't it? Or then what else is needed in this life? All prosperity is there. Sabhi khushiyan, everything, all happiness I have. Tell me, isn't this Paramasukham? For most of us, it will seem that if I have all this, it is enough. Yet he is able to see, no, it cannot be enough. Because in this lifetime, I know that devatas are striving for something more. That means definitely this is not the ultimate. There has to be something else, isn't it? So he is ready. He can easily discard all this. What strength he has, that inner strength that helps him discard all this. Where does it come from? From this Viveka Buddhi, that clarity he has, that any enjoyment that I get through the senses, through the mind, through the intellect is transient. It will go. It may last for more time than I can think of, but it will go. It is not everlasting. He is able to analyze this. Laser sharpness he has. And he is able to see through this. So that is how, that kind of purity we need in our intellect to be able to see this. For that, we need to purify this instrument. So how do you take care of the body? How do you take care of your vehicle? Clean it every day. Because you take the vehicle out to so many places, it becomes dirty. You don't want a dirty vehicle. Because dirty vehicle will mean it will not run long. If it is not fed with proper petrol, diesel, whatever it is, its own fuel. You don't want contaminated fuel going in, isn't it? Because it will bring about certain damage to the car itself, to the vehicle itself. So whatever goes into this body, pay attention to that. Whatever is consumed by the body must help the body be in absolute fit, healthy condition. For that, you need control over the senses also. Very often what happens? It is the taste that determines what we eat. It is not. Huh? That is why we have to be yoked with the mind and the intellect, not with the senses. So what are we feeding the body? That the tongue likes. This is a very basic mistake we are making. We think happiness lies there. Happiness does not lie there. In fact, that is easily got. And what is easily got also goes away easily. So something that is very tempting, one gulab jamun is very tempting, but I have sugar. The body condition is such that I should not consume any sugar. But the taste tells me, engage in this. We are living for the moment. Who knows about tomorrow? All this kutarka we have, no? So then we say, okay, let me enjoy today. Who knows what happens tomorrow? What happens? You have eaten that and the body is suffering. That's what has happened. Who knows what happens? You knew very well what will happen tomorrow and you're suffering that. So what has happened here? You have not taken care of the body. In and through, with the help of this instrument, we have to reach our destination, remember. So keep it in good condition, in the condition that it will remain alert. Okay? Eat that food that energizes the body. Most of us eat, and after we have eaten, we are feeling very sluggish. We are feeling lazy. We feel, now rest for a while, Baba, we have just eaten. What has happened? You ate because the body wanted energy. When there is no petrol, the vehicle can't move. But the moment it has given petrol, it is ready to move. But what is happening to our body? That means we have eaten something that is not required by the body. The body is taking more energy to digest that food. Oh, it's gone wrong. Let the body tell you this. The body tells you only if you have heard. Isn't it? So feed the body only that is required. So when it doesn't require, don't eat. Some of us eat because it is 12 o'clock and that is the time I'm used to eating. And we train everybody. 8 o'clock, eat your breakfast. No, the body doesn't require it now. Body is not hungry. We don't know whether we will get lunch. So fill your... Don't do that. There are times and the body can sustain on itself. Even if you have missed a meal, don't worry. This is the mind which is not there. So we will go to that also. So see, basically take care of the body this way. When you're hungry, in fact, continuously eat, but at least for 1 month, fast. In that fasting, the body purifies its own energy levels. And it is ready now to digest further food. Don't keep on feeding the body just because it's time to eat. This way, take care of this body. And then when we see, okay, the senses have to be under control. How can you sense? How can you control the senses? Okay. When the senses are in control, body is in control. See how it goes? When the mind is in control, senses become under control. The sense, so you have to train the mind not to follow the senses, but the mind should be connected to the intellect, which will tell you, this is not good for me. You know, so let me not employ my senses in the wrong directions. The senses go there, they have told me this is what it is. We need the senses to get a feel of the world we are in. So when we sense something good, we know we are proceeding. Should we proceed? It's for the mind to decide. So control of the body and the senses is of prime importance for a sadhak who is now on the pursuit of the sadhana performing the sadhana in the pursuit of Nityananda. Okay, so definitely Shama Dama, both these two apply. There is no excuse to this. Okay? Then we go on. The mind needs to be, how do you purify the mind? Where does the mind getting lost constantly? All kinds of unnecessary thoughts. See, what happens is, uh, the senses and the mind understand there is something what we call our own swabhava, our nature, okay, which is given by Prakriti. Nature has given. Certain gunas have made us one way because we need to go through some experiences. There are some likes, dislikes that are naturally given to us. Okay, so you need not feel bad about this. So you see what comes naturally to you. Like suppose even an infant, let me tell you, a child, not even 1 year old, you feed it something in the mouth, in the tongue, it will taste it. But if it doesn't like it, it will do all this. Now see, it has not learned, to like and dislike something. It has not got all that knowledge to say, I like this, I don't like this. That is learned much later. Adults have those kind of likes and dislikes. But in the child, there is nothing like this. So what is it that is making it this way? That there is a swabhav naturally to each one of us, that we like some things, we don't like some things, that we are born with. Now, what we are born with, does anybody have control over it? We don't have, isn't it? So we should not worry about these things. We should not be worried. We should not blame ourselves nor criticize the other. Oh, see, this one, she like this. Why should you criticize? Born like that. Not needed. These judgments, these kind of projections that we make. I like, and all of my thinking also through the mind, my emotions, my feelings have come because one thing is naturally there is something within me, plus what I have learned, because I have been conditioned like this. What I can express, what I should not express is conditioned by the family I was brought up in, isn't it? So a lot of these factors go into it. What I definitely have with me is, now this is what I have, I accept. But what I do with it, isn't that in my hands? That is all I need to worry about. No? So this I must be ready to change, be ready to channelize properly. So these emotions are there. Where are these emotions taking me? Is this taking me for my own evolution? Are these unnecessary emotions that I have them, I can't help it. Can I channelize it in a way that it attains its purity? That is in my hand. And if that I am not willing to do, I am not helping myself in this yatra. Yeah. So we must be very conscious of this. At every given point of time, this is given to me. A certain body, a certain mind is there, given to me. What am I doing with that is up to me. Because otherwise, there is no free will, there is no change possible, isn't it? If I say that everything is natural, this is the way it is, I will be like this. There are many people who say that, Then I'm like this. If you want to accept me, fine. Okay, I am like this. If you are not able to change yourself for something through which you will benefit, then there is no point being that way. No? So this is where you apply your free will. These emotions, these kind of thinking, these feelings are not good for me, my growth. So every time my feelings are about some people, are negative, are critical, judgmental, of what use is that? And I don't like, I encourage hatred to grow within me. I encourage, so we must not encourage these kind of feelings. Do not get angry. Do not anger anybody else also. When I see that somebody is getting angry because of me, I must withdraw. Instead of calling that person an angry person. If somebody says, I'm upset with you, most of us, what do? Oh, really? How could you be upset with me? You said like this, you behaved like this. But I didn't do this. I never even thought. It was not even my intention to trouble you. Okay, fine, that's not your intention. But see, that has already happened. So you should be able to find out, oh, really? Have I upset you? Can I do something that I correct this? If we are thinking this way, then there is some change possible. But if we are going on saying, see how that person misunderstands me all the time, everybody misunderstands me, I have no such intention, nobody can help such a person. Because I am right. Whoever has said anything, you feel like that about me, you are wrong. If all the time we are defending our ways and our nature, then we will remain there. There is no change possible. Okay, so I am not saying that the other person is always right also at the same time. But you must. Are you upset? Oh, can I listen to you? Please tell me. Be ready to listen. When that person says, yes, I'm upset, just be with that person and see where in this whole communication was the problem. Where did it start? Don't look at blaming some situation, blaming my past, blaming my upcoming, bringing, this is how I was brought up. I blame my mother for this. We are looking at this. Okay, after that, what? Are you still correcting yourself or no? Going on blaming like this will not help. We have to see what changes have to be brought about and vent those energies accordingly, appropriately. Then we are purifying the mind. Otherwise, impurities in the mind will be this way. Whatever you have heard in satsang, all that knowledge is there because it is spoken in the same language that we understand, but you will never be able to see the light of it because that's going to be hidden. You may talk like you have understood and you are a very evolved soul, but it will not be translated at all. You will not find that parampada. Okay. Likewise, at the intellect level also, this is very important for us. See, when the shastras are being spoken, when the words of the shastras are being, because the words are being given to that knowledge, isn't it? I see very many people understand one thing. When the shastras are spoken, lot of shravanam has to be done. In fact, years of listening only will you begin purification. Just because we have heard for a few classes and thinking that we are already pure doesn't make you pure. Listening and listening and listening, and then you will know how to correct, where to correct. The words of the shastras, that knowledge of the shastras is given through words, right? So the speaker has to give that knowledge. The teacher has to give it. Now, as the teacher is giving that knowledge through the words, now two things are happening. There is the teacher and there is the student. Student, how should the student receive? The student, through those words, should receive the knowledge that the teacher wants to give. Then only it is complete. For most people, what do? They want to give their knowledge through the same words. It cannot happen. Are you understanding? The circuit is not complete. The teacher is giving that knowledge of the shastras through the words. We have to accept that knowledge through these words. Therefore, lot of shravanam is needed. That same knowledge has to be taken through the words. Not apply your knowledge to the words. Then there is no change. Most people come back to me and say, you know, I know this. And this is exactly what you're meaning, no, by your words. I don't care what the student is thinking, because the student is already in ignorance. How can you put that ignorance into these words which I have given? Now, you know, you have a discussion, group discussion. I have seen this also happening very often. Not only happening to students, it has happened to us when we were students, and we would go to the Acharya and say, Acharya, in class you said like this. And Acharya said, when did I say that? What has happened? There's a problem in interpretation. I have never said that. It was not this knowledge through those words. Understand, words are very limiting. So you have to purify the intellect to receive that knowledge which has to be given. Through those words, you have to understand that knowledge which was given. Not your knowledge. You're trying to put your knowledge into this. Then you will never make a improvement. Do you understand this? Very many of us think because the words are the same language and it is far simpler, it is very gross. Words are very limiting. In that one word, many of us can understand many things. But it is not for many understandings to happen. That understanding that the Shastra wants to give has to be understood. And this is where they will come back. And I'll say, Abba, I never said, this is not the meaning. Have you been listening to me? Yes, I've been listening. The same words, but the knowledge is mine. I will put all my ignorance into that. You know? So that is why there is a level of understanding word, shabdartha. The word means something. Now, when we use the word lion, lion means something. Lion is an animal. We know it's a king of the jungle, whatever. And this is common knowledge. Even a child will tell you the meaning of lion. Okay. Now, there is something else also that could be implied by the lion, isn't it? Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel is called the lion. Is he a lion? Is he the animal? Not at all. So the same word means something more, isn't it? Something else in some other context. We must understand what it. Now, for all members of the Lions Club, you will see, everyone who is a member of the Lions Club is called lion. So now we are in a group and then we say, oh, the lion has come. That means we are here and there is this person who is a member of the Lions Club has walked in. So you say the lion has come. So the child who is there will say, where is the lion? Where is the lion? Interesting. No, that is not the line we were meaning. This is the line. And so people who know that Lions Club members are also called lion will understand what we are saying. So you must understand that, and for that tuning is required. You have to polish the mind, polish the intellect, understand what can this word stand for. What does the teacher want to convey through this word? Otherwise, you're just exchanging words. You are not understanding. Many students come and say, you don't understand us. Why should I understand my student? Tell me, is there a need? Sorry, but I have a certain understanding, which has come to me from the Shastras and my gurus. Should I go back to ignorance and try and look at what they are understanding in ignorance? Or should the student decide to ascend now, rise up to the level of the teacher? Tell me. Avatars descend so that we can ascend. We must be ready to struggle, put in our effort, keep purifying our ears. What exactly is the teacher trying to tell? Do that mananam. Discuss that. In discussions, a teacher told this. Now, whose idea is this? We don't know. This cannot happen. The teacher has not mentioned this at all. May have used the word, the same word lion, because there is a limitation to that. There are no two words available. Therefore, this is used. The teacher is limited by that word. But the knowledge should not be, isn't it? We have to strive to go to that knowledge. In that lies the purification of the intellect. And until there is no purification in action, speech, and thought, okay, our whole vehicle is not ready to take this journey. This ratha is not complete. And let me tell you one thing. The entire journey lies in Shuddhikaran of the chariot. When the chariot is in this way, perfect condition, divinity will simply express itself through this. Through the body, through the senses, through the mind, through the intellect. For it is divinity alone which is all pervading. And then you will realize, there was no journey to take at all. It is everywhere, isn't it? But this purification of the ratha should happen. Therefore, we need to, as we keep purifying, in fact, in the fourth verse, we will just read this verse. Prapyam tat paramam sukham his munaya moksham samachakshate jiveshan jagadishvesh dvishesharahitam jnanaika sadhyam dhruvam yenatmanyatirohita swahimaha anandatmako bhasate Mityadhyasamatischaye nagalati jnanam tadevamalam. Like I said, when the chariot is itself pure, that is the body, the senses, the mind, the intellect. This way, when the intellect is yoked in union with the highest, the supreme, and the intellect drives the mind, taking what? Directions from the Atman. It's driving the mind. The mind controlled, under control of the intellect, because the intellect is yoked with the supreme. The mind controls the senses. The senses, under control of the mind, begins to move absolutely in the direction that is required. So if this chariot is purified, you know what happens? All misconceptions of who I am go away. And the truth simply reveals itself. Misconceptions have come because what happens? I have this idea that I am this body, right? If something happens to the body, I am at loss. This is what I'm thinking. When the body dies, I die. Isn't it? That's what we thought. When the body was born, we were told this is your birthday. So we begin our identification. I am tall, I am short, I am fair, I am dark. All of this is there. Constantly, I am that, I am that. The qualities of the body, I am attributing to myself, which is not true. The qualities of the mind, I am attributing to myself. The qualities of the intellect, I am attributing to myself. I am happy, I am positive, I am negative, I am optimistic, I am energetic, I am low on energies. All of this thing, isn't it? So this dehabhimana, what happens? It begins to dissolve. When the purification of all of this happens, there is another thing that the Shastras tell us. What does it tell us? You are that Atman. Atman is what? That which is actually giving direction, in the light of whom, in the presence of whom, that the intellect functions, that the mind functions. In the presence of you, all of this is happening. Oh, but I have not known that. I am thinking I am this body, I am the mind, and I am seeing something out in the world. No, in the very presence of who you are, your true nature is what is running this intellect, this mind, and this body. You come to recognize that. When you begin to purify the chariot, you begin to purify the body, mind, and intellect. And how you are to do it, all this misconception will go away. There is this jnanam that it gives us, this knowledge of how to recognize that Nityananda Swarupa, because and to be free of this misconception. When we are connected with the body, with the mind, there is a lot of misery when we are identified this way. There is misery because if I tend to see myself as Maruti 800, then I see myself against a Mercedes. I say, oh, that Mercedes is very lucky, such a beautiful car. I am a hopeless car. I'm so small. Okay. Then I begin to tell myself, but I should be positive. I should look at that two-wheeler. I'm better than the two-wheeler. I'm a four-wheeler. We try to tell each other this, and create, what is that? Solace. We comfort each other. Count your blessings. You are better off than all those people. But how long will that also support you? Because this is not the truth. You are not that four-wheeler, Re Baba. Why do you have to feel happy that you are not a two-wheeler? Because you are so connected that you are a four-wheeler, which is itself wrong. So how long are you going to continue this way? Connected, associated, identified with the not self. So you have to disengage with this. So that knowledge of the self, the Shastras give you. Okay. So you are going to use all of this. And what is that knowledge that the Shastra gives? Shastra says, there are approaches, 4 important ideas which constitute what we say Vedantic teachings. Okay. There are these ideas that is given. There is this knowledge that is given. And I said, we must keep that knowledge. Okay. We must try to understand that knowledge, not apply our own knowledge to fit our own understanding in words. Don't do that. Don't get into this. Don't try and tell the teacher. I'm thinking like this. I'm right, no? Are you thinking like the way I'm thinking? Then you're right. Otherwise not. Simple words, it's like this. It's very straightforward. Do not try and tell the teacher, I am thinking like this, I am right. Then you are not going to change yourself. So here, Shastras, what are they telling? That Aham Chaitanya Swarupa. I am Chaitanya Swarupasmi. I am of the nature of consciousness. Okay, this is what the Shastras say. That your nature, your true nature is consciousness. Aham Nirguna Swarupasmi. That is, I am formless. I have no attributes. Okay. Then, Aham Satya Swarupasmi. I am the only reality, only truth in creation. Aham Ananda Swarupasmi. I am of the nature of Ananda. So there are these 4 important ideas conveyed in the Vedanta Shastra. Okay. So now you have to, this is the knowledge that is given. So wherever you are not able to see this knowledge, that you must see you're going wrong and correct that. If you are truly seeking Brahmananda Sthiti, you are seeking that which is Parampad, which is Vishnurpad, which is Nityanandam. Nityanandam is what? To be simply settled, effortlessly in that state of total balance, totally rested, relaxed, isn't it? Rested and relaxed, settle. Because people do keep asking, when are you going to settle down? And what we are trying to settle ourselves in, something external to us. It is the most unsettling moment, understand. Nothing external of us can ever settle us anywhere. It is a beginning of all unsettling. You can only settle within your own true nature. When you are with your nature, your own swarupa, that is when you are settled. And what do you need to be settled there? Whatever it is that is unsettling you now, you have to remove that, isn't it? Ramana says, somebody went to him and said, and this is very popular in all the posts, social media. Somebody goes to him, says, I want peace. So what did Ramana say? Remove the I, remove the want. You're left with peace. Huh? So where is this I arising? Where is this want arising? It is arising because this peace is not known as of now. This true nature of ours is not known. So in something not being known, something else is being identified in its place. There is a misconception of who I am. I think that I am this body, I am this mind, this intellect, and therefore I don't find peace. Where I'm looking for peace, because peace is that something which is deluding me, happiness is deluding me, I am going on seeking that, not knowing my own nature. I have this misconception in mind. It is drilled, it is drained. Naturally, it has grown. Huh? And in this misconception, as long as this misconception is there, the truth will not be known. So what does this jnanam do? This jnanam takes me through the shastras. I get this jnanam. This jnanam will take me to moksha. Moksha from what? From all the wrong misconception that I am holding. All wrong misconception, what? If misconception is wrong, okay? So all these misconception that I hold about myself, that jnanam will take it away. Okay, so these four important teachings of Vedanta, we will look at it a little more and then go to karma and upasana. How our karma should be and what should our upasana be, so that we come to see this knowledge. Okay, like I said, that knowledge is what we want to know, because that's what the Shastra is giving, and that knowledge only will give me moksha, right? So let us begin. We will be able to take this journey only when we equip ourselves with a completely purified ratha, that chariot, that instrument, in and through the instrument of the body, mind and intellect, and with that knowledge of the Shastras, with which the intellect, when it is purified, only will be able to absorb that knowledge. That itself becomes the means to, okay, our goal. Okay. So we will get set till we meet tomorrow to absorb and apply at every level of our being this purification process. Clean it, polish it at every end. All that is coming in the way of my reaching my destination, throw that burden away. We do not need that luggage. We need to travel light. Light, body, fit, and senses in perfect condition, very sensitive to everything around, alert. The mind not simply, engaging in unwanted emotions. It's getting purified, either through japa, through chanting, let the intellect be alert and ready to receive. So this way, when we watch yourself the whole of today, how you are using this body, mind, and intellect the next 24 hours, how much more conscious you are. Bring in that content, consciousness content within every sphere of your being. Okay? That is how we equip ourselves to go within, and find our own true self. With this, we stop today's session here. Tomorrow, we shall meet again. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om.